It's been a good while since I recorded a reaction to something, I think. I believe maybe the last time was before Vegas. The Halloween short film, I think. That's the last one that I remember anyway. So I went searching through my reaction list to look for some things. I was in the mood for some Bill Burr, but I ended up not picking a bit or anything. Just it looks like it's going to be audio only. And it's him reviewing other comedians, Dave Chappelle, Conan O'Brien, Kevin Hart, Chris Rock, etc. It's not very long, so let's just see what he thinks about these other guys. I'm sure it's not going to be anything negative. So let's go ahead and see what he has to say.
I'm going to mention a few names. You tell me what comes to mind. Can be anything. I'm just going to name a few names. Dave Chappelle.
What comes to mind? Being a Bonnaroo.
What?
And standing in the crowd of like,
wait. What does that mean?
5,000 people waiting for this band to go on. I think it was called, wasn't like, you know.
Oh, Best on the Street. Okay, I had no idea what he was talking about.
Being a Bonnaroo and standing in the crowd of like, you know, 5,000 people waiting for this band to go on. I think it was called, wasn't Praxis. It was, I can't remember what it was, but it had Brain and the keyboardist from like Parliament Funkadelic or something. And the lights went down. And this is like the second season's just coming out, and I'm on it. And so it's still this underground show, Chappelle show. And when the lights went down, I heard somebody just yelled out, "What?" And then on the other side, somebody went, "Yeah." And then somebody else went, "Okay." And I got like chills. And there's too many with Dave. I remember seeing the Rick James sketch before they aired it.
Oh.
I remember Dave giving me words of encouragement on the stairs.
Do not suck on stage,
at the cellar before I went on.
That's fine.
Or after I got off.
Okay.
I remember hearing about him before I saw him. This myth of this 19-year-old kid who was like a fucking
he's known him a long time.
70-year-old man, as far as like an old soul. Like there's too many.
Bryan Cranston.
Is he a comedian?
The Crawl Space episode. I watched him do that where he was in the hole, and he was talking to me about stand-up before, because I guess he used to do stand-up for a minute, which really fascinated me. So he was talking to me.
You learn something new every day.
Dressed as Walter White,
no idea.
Had the whole damn thing, and I'm just sitting there. It's fucking crazy, right? It's like talking to Scarface, you know, and he was asking me all these questions about stand-up, and then they said, "All right, Brian, we're ready." And then he went in and he did that unbelievable performance. He did 3 different versions. Each one got better than the other, and then he walked off set. And immediately picked up the conversation where we left off. Say, how long you been doing stand-up?
Oh,
and
that's
I just
funny.
Being like, wow.
Conan O'Brien.
Because he was
Conan O'Brien. I look at that guy like a friend. He's like this. It's a weird thing because we've never really hung out. But like when I go on his show, I feel like I'm talking to one of my buddies that knows I'm funny, and he's egging me on to tell a story. And what I love about that guy is I feel like he's an old school guy where if it's not going well, he jumps in. Him and Andy jump in and save you. But if it's going well, he lets you go.
Conan O'Brien
and he's confident
being on.
enough that he's not one of those guys that freaks out.
He was probably my favorite.
Big laughs on his show. So
Will Ferrell.
He's a fucking sweetheart. I've worked with him on a couple of things, and he's one of the funniest human beings
Not a fan
ever. I love that he doesn't repeat himself, and that he also pretty much works clean and can still be hilarious. I just watched him give the commencement address at USC. I saw that on, and just watched him like basically for the first time doing his 45-minute headlining set, killing.
Kevin Hart.
Little bastard.
What?
Yeah, I love Kevin. Kevin, amazing.
I didn't expect that.
He's like my wife as far as like the same thing. Like couple people I've ever met that just had this fucking vibe where you're just like, I want to be around this person.
That's funny.
And that guy was a star from, I can't say the first day. Within 6 months, I was just like, this fucking guy is going to be a juggernaut. But even then, I had no idea what he was going to do.
David Letterman.
Scary. Cold. The studio being cold. And him commenting on my act.
The studio being
after doing a set and feeling like that was his version of asking me to sit on the couch. And hearing him laugh the first time I did Letterman, hearing him like genuine, because people didn't understand the way they shot that show. It makes it look like the stage was huge.
Yeah,
it was like he was right there.
Not that.
And
huge.
Paul Schaefer and the band were like right there. And hearing him laugh.
Oh, look at that.
And it was a genuine, really
I need
big
to
laugh.
find that
when I was
at
doing all that
some
shit about
point.
marriage and how stupid it was to get
Oh,
married.
maybe I
back when
saw
was going
that
through
already.
period.
I think
That
I
was
think I
you know, it
might
was
have.
amazing.
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock, wow. Chris is like, I don't know. I love how much he loves stand-up. I love that he does all this stuff, can host the Oscars, can have top 5, all these movies, all these projects, documentaries, good hair, all this stuff. Like, I've watched everything that guy's ever done. And the fact that he still will go to like the Cellar or the Stress Factory and work on his new hour, and you see him up there and he's excited and he has like that like passion. That's what I would say about that guy. And like that, guys like that, I don't know that they understand how great it is for comics like me to see someone doing it that long and still have like that, passion, want to be the best, and that drive. So I love watching that guy.
Your proudest moment in show business.
Who is this talking to him? Gosh, I know that voice, y'all. That's bugging me. It might say it in the description of this, but what I was getting ready to say is Chris Rock. I have never seen him in a serious role, and so that's why I want to see Spiral. Even though I feel like Spiral, I won't like it, but I just want to see him in a role other than comedic. Not that I don't like seeing Chris Rock in a comedic role. I'm just curious to see how well he does in a dramatic or serious type of role. Who is he talking to here? Okay, hold. He says Barry. That bugs me. Hold on. I'm going to check the description and see if it says who this is. Because I know this voice. No, I don't think I know who this guy is. It says in the description something about Barry Katz, but I don't recognize his face. It might be that his voice reminds me of somebody. Oh, his voice. I don't know. I was thinking his voice reminded me of somebody on Timcast, but I have no idea. Okay, let's commence. It's almost done.
Sitting here talking to you, Barry.
Your proudest moment in show business.
I don't know. Maybe just having the balls the first time to do it when they call you. They call you up. That's what I always tell anybody who's like, because if I didn't do that, then I never would have done everything else. So like,
it's true.
That's what I always tell comedians. People are starting out. Like, how do I start? I go, all your first 10, 15 spots is not about whether you do good or bad. It's all about having the balls to go up there when they call your name. That's, people always talk about the balls it takes to be a comedian. It's those first 15, 20 fucking shows where you don't have a game plan. You don't have any jokes. You're just going up there, just sheer courage. So, and the fact that I was so introverted and that I somehow got the balls up to do it. Thank God I did, because I sucked at everything else.
I guess I can sort of kind of see that he. I guess I can sort of kind of see. Oh, this is curious. This looks interesting. I mean, I guess I can sort of see him being introverted. Despite his persona on stage, I could envision him as an introverted person. And speaking of just, like he was saying, getting the balls to get up there and just do it the first time, the first 15 to 20 times. I was just thinking when he was saying that, well, just in general, public speaking is very scary for people. And so when you're performing, and not only that performing, but performing in a way that requires that requires a connection with the audience, a participation with that the audience has, or engagement with the audience to get them to laugh. And can you imagine how horrifying that must feel if you get up there and you've practiced all of your stuff, all of your material, and it just falls flat? And I know this happens even with some of the best comedians, but I can just imagine how terrifying it would be if that happens, he says it doesn't matter if you're good or bad, but if you get up there and you're feeling like you're consistently bad in those first 15 to 20 minutes, 15 to 20 appearances or shows, I just can't imagine how hard it would be to decide to continue. How demoralizing it would be if you're just not making that connection with the audience that comedians have to make. And by connection, it could be a good connection or it could be an antagonistic connection. Like I'm thinking of the dude, I can't remember his name. Shoot. The guy who, I think he was in Scotland and he was ragging on Scottish people. Oh my gosh, what's his name? And he was like, at some point, I thought that someone in the audience was going to get up and physically assault him on stage. Now today, in today's time, that might be more that might be more of a chance of something. There might be more of a chance of something like that happening these days because people just feel like they can go up and attack people who they just don't like their words. But he was intentionally just rubbing their nose and stuff and making fun of the William Wallace, I think, and the guy in Braveheart. I never saw Braveheart, but anyway, there was still that connection. He was getting a response from the audience, even if it wasn't like a positive response, but that was his intent. So I don't know. I would never have the guts to try anything like stand-up comedy. Well, I'm not funny enough for one thing. I'm not creative enough, but there's just no way in the world. And so I admire anybody who has the guts to get up there and do something like that, and admire them even more when they actually have great talent, like someone like Chappelle or Bill Burr or Billy Connolly, people like that, George Carlin. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's an easy industry to break into. But then a lot of entertainment industries aren't necessarily easy to break into. So, but this was interesting. Wasn't, super hilarious, but it was cool to listen to his thoughts on these different people and different to hear him talking in, like, I guess, a normal tone of voice, because a lot of times he's sort of yelling while he talks. I mean, it's funny. It's funny to me when he does that, but he's just having like a regular conversation. And I mean, I've heard him on different shows having regular conversations, but a lot of times he can get pretty animated, especially if they're talking to him, like he almost turns on this completely different persona than what he displayed here. So interesting to see these different sides of him. I think I'm going to put this one on my to watch list and check it out at some point. Okay, that's all I've got to say about this. So I'm going to wrap it up and see you guys later. Bye.